guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's your girl, Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. And I'm so excited to be here with you guys on the last Tuesday in the month of May. And just to give you guys a heads up, this season, I think I'm going on season 3 now, Trump. Season 2 of the Money Zone on RIP Radio Network will officially end today. Next week, we will not have a show, so we can start the third season, June 1st, June 8th. I think it's June 8th we'll return, okay? So tonight's show, we're talking about 5 financial habits that each and every one of you guys should start incorporating in your lifestyles immediately. Not next month, not 2022, not 2025. Today, after tonight's show, guys, you can go and execute on what we talk about today. So tonight's show, we're talking about 5 financial habits that each and every one of you guys should start doing right now. We don't have any guests, but this is really a show about you guys, not the guests, not about your cousin, your baby father, your best friend. This is about you and creating the lifestyle that you guys want. So if you want to be financially free, if you feel as though you're struggling with getting your financial house in order, then tonight's show is the show that you guys want to tune in. So if I were you, I would go ahead on and grab my pen, my paper, share this feed with your girlfriends or your biz bestie, and be ready, okay, to get the gems that I'm going to be dropping into tonight's show. So we're going to take a quick little break, guys, and we'll be right back. And we are back. Look, I should have been a little bit more prepared, guys. I got to get used to this new little setup. I may need to have I don't know how I can reach the computer. I don't know. But no, guys, I hope you grabbed your pen and you grabbed your paper, because we're going to be talking about the 5 financial habits that you guys should start. And I honestly started these financial habits years ago. And let me take a step back. When I first started my company, if many of you guys don't know my story, I started my company with my last $20,000. And when I opened up my office doors, we were completely broke. I was broke. I couldn't even afford to purchase my my tax software for the upcoming tax season. I was pregnant with Brand. I didn't have a pot to piss in, y'all. And if it wasn't for me incorporating financial habits early on, I would have lost the company 10 years ago, guys. So we're going on our 10-year anniversary this year. I would have lost the company the first year. So if I were you, I would advise you guys to start to implement some type of financial habit so you guys can become financially free and at least get closer so you can live in peace. Okay, so number one financial habit that many of you need to do, and this is on the personal level and on the business level, you have to monitor your money. And the way you monitor your money and track it is through bookkeeping. So on a personal level, you're probably thinking like, Folasade, I don't own a business. How am I going to track? How am I going to do bookkeeping on my household? Guys, you can and you must. There are softwares like Mint, okay? There are softwares, what is the other software that I recommend for my clients to use? No, that's for the budgeting. So I mainly recommend Mint for personal finance. And what it does is allows you to attach your bank accounts to the software, and it will start to categorize and really tell you about your financial picture. So on a personal side, you guys need to use Mint to manage your personal finances. And on the business side, we consider that bookkeeping, and you need to use a software like QuickBooks or Wave app. So why is this important? Okay, number one, you have to track it so you can know what you are spending. When I first started my company, me and my husband, we couldn't go on dates. We couldn't do anything. I was like on a tight, rigorous budget. So if any of you guys were wondering, why was Folasade never out? How come she never hung out with me? It's because I was on a budget. I was on a strict budget. I had to pay my bills, take care of my family, and then also build my business. So the first financial habit that I did was I started to track my spending, and I realized that I was eating like a hog. I was eating like a hog. I will buy food, still eat out. So I started to cut back on that. Also, I realized that I slightly became like a stay-at-home mom and was shopping every other day in Target, girls. Look, I was like a stay-at-home mom, y'all. I will go wake up Bren, get her dressed, and then we'll go to Target for our girls' day out, have our little lunch in the Target and stuff like that, guys. It was crazy. And all of the moms, all of the stay-at-home moms, we all used to do the same thing. So once I went on ahead and started using the Mint software, it showed to me how often I was in Target. Then I started to look at Bren's wardrobe. She had so many clothes, and I'm like, okay, I know my sister was buying her clothes. I know I was buying her clothes. I know Obi was buying her clothes. I was shopping. So the Mint app allowed me to, one, see the reality of my spending. Number one, okay? Once I saw the reality of my spending, I was able to then hold myself accountable to become a bit more disciplined with my finances, okay? So by seeing where my money went, I was able to correct the problem. So number one, get the software. Get any type of software. Even if you don't purchase the software, guys, use Excel. Type in what you're spending on Excel and see if your spending habits align with what your goals are. So number one, know your numbers, do your bookkeeping on the personal finances and on the business finances. The second habit, and I slightly tapped into this when I was discussing number one, was that you have to get intimate, very sexual, intimate, loving, okay? You have to coerce some of you women be trying to manipulate your little spouses and stuff. You have to manipulate, be intimate, and just fall in love with knowing your money. Many of you haven't reached your money goals yet. It's because you haven't yet got comfortable with your finances. You haven't sat back and said, okay, I made $1,000 this week. My bills are $800 this week. That leaves me with $200. But instead of me hanging out and going to brunch with my girlfriends on Sunday with the extra $150, I'm going to be disciplined this week and put the $150 away. By you guys using a software or managing or tracking your income, and then number two, reviewing it and holding yourself accountable allows you to achieve the end results that you guys desire. And if you don't know this, I've always said that in the Black and Brown community, one of the biggest struggles we face is really saving and really building generational wealth. Is simply because we have that, fear of missing out syndrome, and then the keeping up with the Joneses syndrome, which also stimulates back to our level of confidence, our level of self-worth, and how we value ourselves. Many of you are overspending right now because you haven't dug deep and really really assessed your value, or really sat back and said, I'm worth more than this. I'm worth being rich 5 years from now. I'm worth my kids not having to have student loans. I'm worth my family being financially free. In our community, we equate money with happiness. And you always say, and I see a lot of people post like, well, you can give me your money. But to be really honest with you guys, money does not buy you success. But what it does, it gives you a peace of mind. And that's what many of you are missing out. So the first thing that you guys need to do is, number one, get a software. Number two, review your spending patterns, okay? And then the third thing that you want to do is assess those spending patterns. Why are you spending so much money every third Friday? Why are you hanging out with your girlfriends every week? Why are you shopping in Gucci every month? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then honestly, guys, from my perspective, from what I've learned from watching individuals, you will start to realize that you are not internally satisfied. So we tend to stimulate ourselves externally so we can feel good internally. So the Black and Brown community, number 4 for you guys is evaluate your mental state. Now, I could have rephrased it. Trying to think of a better word for that. Yeah, assess your mental capacity. That's what we're going to say. Number 4, assess your mental capacity. Once you guys assess your mental capacity, then you are 100% in control of your financial future. If you don't assess your financial stability, right, then guess what happens? Every time you get a call from your girlfriend to go out to the club, you're going to go pop bottles. Every time somebody says they want to do something, you're going to go buy a new outfit to do it. You're not going to be comfortable with saying no. And I had to do that, guys, 8 years straight. 8 years straight, I couldn't buy my Gucci, couldn't buy my Louis Vuitton, couldn't buy none of my designer goods. I couldn't do anything. And it wasn't because my company wasn't making money. I had to sacrifice for the end goal. So number 5, and this was going pretty fast. You guys have to write down your goals. If you don't write down your goals, then you don't have anything to benchmark your activity off. So for example, if you know your goal is to save $1 million, right, by 2025, you've already came up with a game plan. You've already came up with how you're going to make it, where you're going to put it at, where you're going to invest it, right? However, because you are not disciplined and you're not comfortable in your own shoes and you're not independent and a self-thinker, the moment that somebody says, let's go do something, you forget that you are saving. You forget that you have a goal. So my biggest advice to all of you guys is write down those plans, write down those goals, and every time a major financial purchase arises, look at it, look at the purchase and ask yourself, Is this purchase going to allow me to still achieve my goals in XYZ years? Or is this going to stunt me or slow me down from achieving my goals? Or is this necessary for me to achieve my goals? If it's necessary, then you have to make the investment. If it's not necessary, either or, right? Pick or choose. But you guys have to have a plan. You have to have a vision. And they call this a purpose. Okay? So many of you are not in the financial state that you guys want is because you haven't found your purpose yet. You're looking at the memes online. You're looking at the shade room. You're looking at everywhere. Your thoughts are being distorted. You're actually slightly being manipulated. And to be honest with you guys, I see more of my clients with poor spending habits. Those are the ones that are online all the time. Those are the ones that are searching about the latest trends and on the shade room and on all the sites. Their spending habits are higher than my clients that stay away from those popular trendy sites. So are we viewing things and looking at things that is triggering us to spend? Are we obsessed with the celebrity lifestyle, which is triggering us to spend? Do we feel as though because the girl got a new weave, you got to get a new weave too? Or because she just got the new Valentino, you got to go get the new Valentino. So guys, I say all of this is because many of you are not where you want to be. It's because you haven't done the 5 things that we talked about today. Number 1, you have not started to track your personal and business expenses and income. Many of you don't know that you cannot save your way to 6 figures because you don't even make 6 figures, or you're nowhere near close to making 6 figures, or you spend 6 figures. So the moment, guys, that we can say, all right, this is what I'm spending money on. This is what I shouldn't be spending money on. And then standing firm and then, being disciplined from there. So the software that I mentioned, guys, was Mint, M-I-N-T, and it's a beautiful software. Dave Ramsey also had this, is it Smart Asset? I think Dave Ramsey have a Smart Asset. I think that's his program too. So Smart Asset or Dollar Save. I should have researched that program. I think it's Smart Asset or Dollar Save, but I also like Mint. I really prefer Mint, honestly. It's free and it's user-friendly and straightforward, okay? So number 1, use a software. And so here's another trick, guys, and another reason why I want you guys to go ahead on and start to track your personal expenses, personal income expenses, and business is because the 2 are connected as well on your taxes. Right now, guys, me and my team are closing out this audit that we're working on right now. And the owner is a single member LLC, which you guys should know by now. I've been teaching you guys for years. When you're a single member LLC, your income goes on a Schedule C that is affixed to your 1040 personal tax return, right? So by you having a very organized financial system, both personal and professionally, right? It allows you to beat tax audits easily. So for example, if you spend something, the Mint app or whatever app you're going to use, it pulls in that purchase. So let's say you now go and donate that piece of equipment or whatever you purchase, right? Then you already have the record of that purchase in your Mint software. So if I needed the proof that you made that purchase for your charitable contribution deduction, then you can go right into your Mint app, download it for me, girl, and then I'm going to win the audit. So in addition to you being becoming financially free, and you learning your spending habits, and you being in control of your financial house, by being organized and having a financial system, it allows you to also close out and beat audits, okay? Number 2, I also said, so the first thing is to get the system, right? The second thing is to look at the numbers. I remember, guys, I was so backed up on bills. And so just so for all my newcomers, remember, I'm not a silver spoon kid. I don't come from anything but the mud, okay? I didn't have any handouts, didn't have nothing, okay? Nothing, absolutely no handouts. So I was afraid to check my mailbox. I know I was behind on my mortgage. And instead of me being so strong and facing the fear of my finances, which I tell you guys to do, I had my moment. I'm just like you guys. I had my moment, right? I didn't want to face the fear. I didn't want to face the reality. So I stayed cramped up in fear. And so I almost lost my house. I almost lost my house several times. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't because my business wasn't making money. I just had to sacrifice. And so the reason why I'm giving you guys real world examples of me sacrificing was because if I didn't sacrifice my mortgage, right, I wouldn't have been able to reinvest back into my business. But I also knew that I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage. See, many of you don't know that you cannot afford something because you never sat down and look at the numbers. I knew I couldn't afford to pay my mortgage. I knew that if I only made $3,000 this month, how am I going to pay for my mortgage, pay for my office space, and everything else? I knew it. And I sacrificed. I don't recommend all of you guys to do what I did. Don't follow my route, okay? But if I didn't look at the numbers, I couldn't have prepared myself mentally. I was willing to lose my house, guys, to build my business because I knew that my business would be able to buy me another house. So what about you? What are you spending on that you don't know of that could have allowed you or afforded you the opportunity to invest in something else, or could have afforded you the vacation that you wanted, or could have afforded you the retirement contribution that you wanted to make? If you guys don't sit back and look at the numbers, even if you are behind, and guys, just to give you an example of how, of how I am still breaking. Hold on. Where's my stop? Let me show y'all something. How I am still breaking my own personal financial crisis. Look, hold on. Look, y'all. Bills. Don't even open them. Where is it? Can y'all see the bills on Instagram? Look, bills. What day Verizon send us to the office? What day? That's the office Verizon. Another office Verizon. The only notices I open, y'all, is the IRS notices for my clients, right? Even my bank statements, right? I don't even open up my business bank statements until I do a reconciliation for it. Because I remember it was so petrifying to open my bank statements and to see how much money I had. And you talking about 5 years down the line, guys, that I'm still breaking generational curses and financial curses when all I had to do was face the reality. But when I think about it, many of you are also afraid to face the reality because then does that mean you have to go get another job? Does that mean you have to tell your husband you're overspending? Does that mean you have to close your business? What hard decisions will you have to make? Is that what preventing you guys from really becoming intimate with your finances? Is because you know you're going to have to make some tough decisions. And if that's you that I'm talking to, it is okay. It's okay. I had to make some very, very tough financial decisions too. And most people that are financially free, guys, they sacrificed financially in some way. They probably couldn't buy the jet because they was investing back into their business. They probably couldn't buy the new, I already uploaded that. They probably couldn't buy the new bag or, go on a yacht with their friends or go on a vacation, right? So they sacrificed in that manner. What are you willing to sacrifice today so you can be financially free tomorrow? That's my question to you guys. What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your fear? Yes, I hope so. Because if you are fearful of knowing your money, then how are you going to ask God and the universe to bless you with more money? If you're fearful of managing your money now, how are you going to ask God and the universe and show him that you're worthy of millions of dollars or hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars if you're not able to organize and piece together and structure your financial house with the money that you're making now? How can we respectively ask for more if we're not willing to control, manage, and grow what we have? It is your duty, guys. It is your duty, guys, to tell the universe that I'm worthy. I'm worthy. You are worthy. But it starts with these 5 principles that we talked about today that you guys should incorporate into your daily habits. Number 1, track your expenses. Number 2, review it. Review it. Get intimate. Fall in love with the money. Even if it's not enough, thank God that you got $1,000. Yes, you need $1,500, but thank you, God, I got 1,000. You know what I mean? And then you go and plan to find out where the other 500 is going to come from. Okay? The third thing that you need to do is now get disciplined, get comfortable, look at yourself internally, because as Black people, okay, we are suffering and nobody want to be honest. It seems like I'm the only one out here being honest. We are suffering. And I think because I'm working from the money side, I see it. I have clients that make $90,000, $100,000, and they can't even pay me my $200 tax fee. I have clients that making $200,000, but they don't even know that they're making that money because they're not even looking at the numbers. And they're paying me and still won't even look at the numbers. So how could we say we want to be financially free if we're not willing to face the reality of our finances? It doesn't go anywhere. I told Bryn that the other day because she's struggling with some of her school assignments, y'all. And she's thinking, oh, school almost over. I can get away with it, y'all. I found out now she's been doing all of the assignments, right? But the reason I'm telling you guys about Bryn's experience is because her choices from last week is now on her plate today. So her lack of discipline, her lack of consistency, her inability to do her school assignments 2 weeks ago has now had her doing her assignments now. While everybody should be playing around, enjoying the spring weather, going into the summer, she's doing school work. So how many of you now, because you didn't sacrifice 5 years ago, you're trying to make up for lost time? Let that stop tonight. Let's stop that tonight. Let's stop that tonight. If we say we want to be rich, we're going to do what we need to do. Accountability. But guys, you cannot say you want all of this money without incorporating financial habits. And yes, it's going to take some time. Yes, you might have to spend an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours a month. Yes, you will. Yes, you're going to have to sit there and open up your bank statements and organize them. I need to put them in my accordion. I got a little box there, guys, that I open them up, store them. It is tedious. I'll show y'all. It is tedious. I'm like, okay, so, and I need to get like a safe or something, y'all. That's another thing. I will say, this could be our starter one, but get a safe. If you and get a fireproof safe to put it all in. So mine is broken down. And so as I said, guys, if you want to be financially stable, you have to take care of your finances. So let me see if you guys can see. Okay, no, you can't see the labels, but everything is labeled. All right, so it says need to do. So in my need to do, guys, right, I have the stuff that I need to do. So I need to file these documents, open up whatever bank statements are here, and file, right? The next thing says for my husband, for me, for Bryn, for Bryce, for all the kids. The next one says tax paperwork. So when I get my mortgage interest statement, I put it in here, okay? Last year's tax return and a year before that, all of that's here. Because I always owe IRS, right? I got their notices, all of them here. So long story short, close the door. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Long story short, guys. Oh, I even have a utility section. Insurance policies. Any debt that I have. Receipts. So remember, I have current receipts for 2021. Then I have receipts for the prior year. All right. So you guys have to have some type of organization. And this is just for the paperwork. This is not so you can evaluate your spending. And so it will take you guys a few hours a month, but it's well worth it, guys. And then you honestly can start healing. I'm hearing so many people say, you guys need to heal. You need therapy. You need therapy. You need to heal. Honestly, guys, if you start to go through your bank statements, start to go through your money documentation, you're going to start to be able to heal at that point, because you're going to see the triggers that got you to where you are, or the trigger that made you purchase this, or the trigger that made you invest into this. And you can start questioning yourself. Why did I do that? I was stupid. I made a major mistake. I can do this. I can do that. And so by just getting organized and looking at your numbers and looking through your bank statements and getting organized, even creating a little stupid system. I know some of my financial people are like, oh, Folasade system, watch on me. This is Folasade system. May not work for everybody else, but this is 1 year. So this doesn't stay for multiple years, y'all. So you cannot build it for 2 years. So you do 1 year and then you store it in your archive. So it will take some time, guys. But if you go through your money, you will be able to heal. I'm going to be very honest with you. You will be able to heal. Like, I knew that when I started really looking at my money, I started to realize that I never healed from like daddy problems, right? Growing up. And so I took that out on my spouse. And so in addition to me taking it out on my spouse, I saw it in my bank statements. I'll get upset at my husband because something from my past triggered it from me growing up, that I experienced growing up, triggered from my, then I'll go shopping or I'll go buy something to eat. And then I had to ask myself, why am I being triggered? What is making me go buy food and do all of this stuff? Then I realized I'm yearning for this. Or when I was growing up, I wanted this. So by me facing my fear, holding myself accountable, and looking at my money, guys, and incorporating the 5 financial habits that we talked about today, I was able to start to heal some of the traumatic past that I had in terms of my finances. Now I check my mailbox, don't have to worry about the bills. Now I can even open my bank statements and stuff like that. So I don't open my bank statements often because for privacy purposes, because I have my cleaner in the house, my babysitter in my house, my sister, people in my house, and stuff like that. So like my business bank statements, I don't open them until it's time, right? But the personal one, I have to stay on top of. So guys, what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick little break. And if you guys have any questions at all, you can post your questions. I think you have to accept the StreamYard type of link or something so you can comment. But if you have any questions about how to organize your financial house, how to set up your accordion, what type of safe do you need, things like that to kind of keep your paperwork and stuff in order, or what did I do to overcome the fears of my money blocks, things like that, then post your questions. But we're going to take a quick little break, guys, and we'll be right back. Your refund is not something extra, okay? That's another thing. Y'all see here,
Not even understanding that if you broke, you do need to find somebody to help you with your coins. I don't know why y'all think that accountants and financial advisors only work for the rich. Hell nah. I had to financially advise myself to even get to where I am now. Shit, when I was getting refunds, I had to financially advise myself on how to use the refunds. Like, guys, my story, I used my actual tax refund to build my business. I really did. I had Brim. Brim was born 2012. Started the business 2011, August. I got my refund and I put it right back into the business. I didn't have employees then. I didn't have a big office. I didn't have all of the stuff that we got right now. Right? I put it back into the business. So I had to financially advise myself too. So regardless of how much money you have or how much money you don't have, are you being smart with what you have? Are you going to do right with what you have? Make some investments, save some stuff, start your business, do some things. But the last thing I want you guys to do is just fuck it up. And that's been one of my joints. That's my little Drake song now. No, that's the last thing I want you guys to do, because we're still treading light waters right now, y'all. I don't know when we're going to get out of all of this mess. And I don't see anything happening overnight, because there's too much policies happening. They haven't even really niched down and say who deserved what, who's supposed to get what. Biden is putting in so many executive orders and doing so much that they're blindly not even seeing that we're developing more and more problems as we're growing, as we're moving. So that's another story. We talk about taxes today. Do not file your taxes via TurboTax. I know you cheapskates and all of y'all like, Folasade, here you go again with this nonsense. Y'all know, every year I say it because I want you guys to do better. And let me give you a real live example of why TurboTax is never really that satisfying for all of you. Okay, number one, I had a client call. They've already paid their invoice and moved forward, but they called the office. Well, Randy called them and scheduled a meeting with me, right? And so the first thing that the individual and his wife was saying was that they're not certain that they've been able to maximize
Hey guys, and we are back. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Folasade, the Accountability Accountant, guys. Welcome to the Money Zone on RipRadioNetwork.com. On tonight's episode, we're talking about 5 financial habits that you must incorporate into your lifestyle tonight, guys. Not next week, not tomorrow, tonight. So number 1 financial habit was to incorporate some type of financial system, both on the personal level, for your personal finances, and then also on the business level. I also gave you recommendations for those. The second thing I asked you guys to do was to go and evaluate your spending habits. That's when that accountability comes into place, okay? The third thing that you guys need to do is write down goals. You need to set goals and plan so you guys can benchmark number 1, which is the numbers, and number 2, off of what your plans are, okay? So guys, so before we went to break, I was showing you guys of like the paper system, like the accordion that I use here. And you know, everybody is different. I am not that type of female that is very, very meticulous with my own numbers because I am meticulous. Let me say this, but I don't have countless spreadsheets. I have 2 spreadsheets, and then I have bookkeeping software for my business, and I have 2 spreadsheets for my household. I have spending for my household and then spending for my kids, okay? Because they're totally 2 different things, girl. So I went ahead and showed you guys my paper little system, and I archive those. I don't throw them away. I archive those every year. So at the end of this year, I'm going to clean out that accordion, start off completely fresh, store all of my information either electronically or into a safe, fireproof safe, okay? Now, I also ask you guys to get comfortable in your own skin because many of you cannot go without the designer goods because you're not confident in yourself, okay? So many women and men are buying stuff to keep up with the Joneses, and that's one of our financial habits that you have to break, because if you're following the pack, you're going to follow the pack and be broke. Most people became extremely wealthy because they were disciplined. They were disciplined financially. Okay, they have financial discipline, and many of you can never say no to things. No, girl, I'm saving for the trip. No, girl, I'm not buying anything out to eat. Like, it's even hard for me. Like over the weekend, and so this is another thing. Over the weekend, and I'm a bit anal with my money too, y'all. So over the weekend, I went ahead and did a crab bowl for me and my sister, and I ended up buying some crabs. It's looking like $70. And then me and her ended up falling asleep, ended up wasting the crabs and everything. And I was just looking at the crabs. Like, this is $60 worth of crabs. I could have bought kids some stocks. I could have did something with the $60. So what I realized at that point is this. Sometimes I just have to say no, just like you do. If you don't want to buy anything, like my sister was trying to buy something for dinner, I said, girl, I'm not spending that. I'm not spending that. No. Get comfortable saying no. It's okay. If someone judges you because you don't want to pop a bottle, then they're not your friend. If somebody is judging you because you don't want to go to the Louis Vuitton store with them and blow a bag, that's on them. Your goals and their goals are totally 2 different things. And so that was number 4. Plan, set goals, have a purpose. Many of you are overspending because you lack a purpose. Figure out why God put you on this earth, and then you will understand the divine alignment and the way that you're supposed to be spending your money. So like right now, I could have went to vacation, still can go to vacation, but what I decided to do, because one of my mentors said this, if you have to, I think it was Ed Milet said this, if you have to make your house peaceful. If you have to travel for peace, and I just shared this on my Instagram too. If you have to travel for peace, if you have to vacation for peace, then there's a problem. That means you need to be making your house peaceful. So for all of you that are like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, just think about me sometimes. I could have went on vacation, but what I decided to do, I decided to get something done for my backyard so me and my kids can be out back and be at peace. So I can be at peace. So my house can feel like a vacation spot. So while all of you guys are trying to travel all over the country to get 2 days of peace, I can go out back every day, put my lights on at nighttime, have a glass of wine, and have peace every night. That's the difference between the wealthy and the poor. The poor have to travel for peace, find peace. They think peace is everywhere outside of their house. The wealthy know the peace is in their house. They've created that peaceful space. So my task and my assignment for all of you guys today is find what aligns and make you peaceful. It is not the shopping. I'm a reformed shopaholic. If y'all see my closet, you would know I am a reformed shopaholic. It's not the shopping. Do you like the beach? So like me, I like the nature. And the reason I'm telling you all this, guys, because what I realize is that if you guys don't have that out, you think clubbing is your out. You think popping bottles is your out. You should be able to take a walk and be free. And so this is why when we don't understand is that your finances is 100% aligned with your level of discipline, confidence, independence, consistency, and everything that you guys think that you can avoid. Your finances shows what you have on the outside, shows what you do internally. Are you reading any books? Are you managing your money? Are you trying to grow? It all shows, because your money will be growing. If you're growing mentally, your money's going to be growing. If you're growing mentally, you're not going to think about clothes and Gucci and all that. And if you do, you're doing it for a business purpose. You're doing it for a reason. You're not doing it just to make yourself feel good. I remember I used to just shop just to feel good. Girl, I'm trying to go shop. I'm having a bad day, girl. Let me go shop. That's how I used to be, y'all. Oh, like, ask everybody that used to know me. Shut down. Never wore the same outfit, nothing. I was a socialite, everything, y'all. But I had to get comfortable with who I am. To one, get comfortable with not spending, not having designer, and not being in the in crowd. Once you guys are comfortable in your own skin, saving money and becoming financially free is easier than what you guys think. I'm going to say that again. Once you guys get comfortable in your own skin, know who you are, what you want, okay? And you go and figure out that purpose, right? Saving money and becoming financially free becomes easier. It's thoughtless. It's ahead. Oh, so let me give you guys 4 ways where you could just start building what they say, a reflective pattern, so you get used to saving. And I know some of y'all already do it, but to get used to saving, just start small. Go get your wallet. Where's my wallet? My wallet upstairs. Go get your wallet, take out all the dollars and all of the coins, and go ahead and start putting them in the banks. Put them in the kids' bank. Maybe put the coin to the kids' bank, and then put all of the dollars in one of your in one of your banks. And you guys can go real old school with it. Stop thinking that you have to do everything electronically, or you have to do everything like everybody else. You can go back old school. Get the little the big old water jugs. I still got one with coins in it upstairs in my closet. And just start dropping your ones in there. And what's going to happen is you're going to get used to, number one, not spending your ones. So after about 1 month of you dropping your ones into your at-home bank, right? What you're going to realize is that when you go to the store and you got ones, you can say, oh, nah, I can't spend that. Let me put that away. So you already start building your saving muscle. Let's start very small. Do it with the coins too. Once you've gotten that, then you can start to say, you know what? I'm going to save $20 a week. Start small. I'm going to save $40 a week. Start small. Okay? And go from there. I have my office phone. And go from there. It's right here. I'm using it. Get out of here. Sorry, y'all. My daughter's disturbing. Trying to get my office phone. Okay. So start building your savings muscles like that. Just start small. Don't even think about it. And so let me tell you guys something. I am so disciplined when it comes to like building a business, but I like to be free. I'm like a little bird. I like to fly, right? So too much constraints end up having me break whatever discipline that I want. And many of you may be the same way. So the way that I've been able to save is that's what I do. So I started that way. And then I started with a small amount, right? Then I said, okay, well, I can do $20. Now let me do $100 a week. Once you add $100 a week, you're like, okay, I'm putting away $400. And then you want to go out. You're going to look at it like, oh, no, I don't want to go out, girl, because I just saved $500. So if I have to go out with you, then that's going to set me back. Now, I'm not saying don't enjoy your family, but you also have to prioritize your goals as well. Okay, nobody else would do it. So just start your savings muscles just off small, guys. Don't even think about it. And then write it down. Where's my planner? Let me show y'all my planner. So in my planner, and so this is in my mommy's planner. So this is my little planner that I made. Well, I didn't make this. Happy Planner makes this. I made my inserts, okay? So let me show y'all. So every week I have, and then we're done, guys. Okay, so every week I fill out my weekly deposits. So this shows how much money I made in my business for the week. All right. So I write it down on that one. Okay. Then I also have all my payroll. So I can't show y'all my staff payroll, but this is, so I pay thousands and thousands of dollars a week in payroll. Okay. Let me just show you an older one. This is an older one, y'all. So this is my staff payroll. And so I write down how much my staff payroll is for the week per staff, right? And then I also have a savings one. So every beginning of the month, I put how much money is there. Where is it? How much money is in my savings? And then I add how much I'm moving over every week. Where is it? So yeah, guys. So you can, oh, and then I have my monthly business expense sheet as well that I fill out. So I came to show you all my little business with all my little numbers and stuff. So why am I showing you guys all of this? Create your own system and just stick to it. It doesn't have to be all complicated. You don't have to be all fancy. You understand? You start off small, because the first thing that I need you guys to understand is that we have to build a habit. We have to build a routine. We have to get you guys comfortable with looking at the money. If you guys don't get comfortable looking at the money, if you guys are not comfortable with managing it, right, then you will not be good at saving it and then growing it. All right? Let me see if I had one. Nope. Oh. Yeah. Okay, guys, so I think that's it that I have for you guys tonight. Tonight was 5 financial habits that you guys should start immediately. And that's tracking things and then also getting organized. So just like my little planner and stuff. So I have like everything in here. I have my business stuff, personal stuff, the kids' calendars, my the money that I made for the week, all my staff payroll, my monthly review goals, like everything is in one place. And so it all aligns. The money I make this week, I go and see if it's enough to cover payroll. If it's not enough to cover payroll, then I know how much money I need to move over from my savings, or I need to know how much money I need to go and hustle so I can make. So by being organized, guys, it allows you to be proactive rather than being reactive. And as the accountability accounting, guys, that is my motto. Proactiveness is the key to your overall success. And if you want to be financially free, guys, you have to be proactive with your finances. I hope tonight's show was informative. I hope you guys learned some stuff. If you have any questions at all, just comment below in the video or message us at all. But don't forget to join our mailing list by going to bit.ly/TMZ. Get notified. I may let Leo send out my planner templates for you guys so you can manage your team, manage your money and your coinage as well, guys. So tonight was amazing. I will miss you guys next week because we're going into season 3 of the Money Zone. So we'll come back. I think it's June 8th, if I'm not mistaken. All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys, and I will miss you. Have a good night, y'all.